the big X method, a factoring shortcut. So in this video, we'll show you a little shortcut to factoring. Now, it doesn't take away probably the hardest part of factoring, which is finding the combination of factors, but it does make the last part of it shorter. So to show what I mean, let's factor this the way I showed you in the last couple of videos. So we're going to factor this the proper way. What we want to do is multiply the first term and the last term, also known as, right, this is A, B, C. So we're going to multiply A and C together, and we get 10x squared. Then we want to find the factors of 10x squared. That gave me 11. So all the numbers I multiplied, I get 10. So like 1x and 10x, 2x and 5x. But we want the ones that when you add them up and you sum them up, you get 11x, which in this case would be the middle here. So in the proper way, we're gonna substitute this 1x plus 10x in for the 11x. So we get 2x squared still there. Now we have plus 1x plus 10x, and then the plus 5 is still there. Right, and then once we got here, we factor by grouping because we have 4 terms. So we'll group the first and the last term. The first two have an x in common. Factor out the x, so you have 2x plus 1. You always bring down the middle sign. The back two have a 5 in common. I can divide them both by 5. So factor out the 5, and you get 2x plus 1 again. Remember, when you factor out, you're dividing. So if I factor out the 5, 10x divided by 5 is 2x. 5 divided by 5 is 1. Same thing happened here, right? I factor out the x is out here. Divide this by x, you get 2x. Divide 1x by x, you just get a 1. And now these match. So you can factor that out. Factor those out. And you get 2x plus 1. These are gone because you factored them out. And you technically divide both of these by 2x plus 1. And you get x plus 5. So that's the proper way to factor. Now when I show you the shortcut a little bit, I think most people call it the big X. A lot of people, I also hear snowflake method. All it's doing is sorting this half up right here. You're not going to get away from doing this, which is for most people the hardest part. But it will make this part a lot faster. Okay, so let's talk about the big X method. So we still have A, B, C, and this is very important. As the big X method is just an organization tool. That's really all it is. So we're going to draw a big O X. I'm going to show you kind of the formula for it. There's a big O X. So this is the way we're going to organize things. So we still want to multiply A and C together. I'm going to put that on top here. We're still trying to find the combination of factors of AC that add to get the middle term. So put that down here so we know that's what we're looking for. Now here's the trick to the big X method. I'm going to put a little line here. And what we're going to do is right here, we're going to put AX. So we'll actually add the X here. So AX and AX. Now if you notice I didn't put AX squared. That's because when you multiply these, you're going to get x squared, which is what we want. You might say, well, doesn't a and a give me a squared, which I don't want? Well, we'll reduce and actually take care of itself. So it's just like the method. It's just a setup for it. And you might ask what goes here and here. Those are the factors. So here and here will be the factors that we find underneath the ax. And by the way, to help yourself out, a lot of times you see people do this. This will remind you that the way you get AC is you multiply the first and last to get the top number, and you want to add to get the bottom number. So now that we have that squared away, let's talk about the method of doing this. And let me erase this to make it a little more space. So one, we're going to fill out the big X. 2, let's find the factors. Right, so it gets really fill out big X. 3, we're going to reduce. That'll make more sense in a second. And then 4, we're going to rewrite. So that's going to be our process of filling big X, factoring that way. So let's just do an example. So if we're going to do this one, write my big O X, we're going to fill it out. So we're going to multiply to get the AC, we're going to multiply 2 times 5. I don't need to add the X in this case. So it's 2 times 5. So we just want to find the numbers that work. And we're going to put the B in the bottom, right? Because we're trying to find numbers that multiply to get the top, but add to the bottom. We're going to put a line here and here. And then we're going to put AX there. So again, it's not AX squared, it's the AX. Because when we multiply them, we will get the square we want. So I'm going to put 2x and 2x. So I filled out the big X for now. Now I got to find the factors. I want to fill out this portion of it. So again, this is the part that never changes. No matter which way you factor, you always have to do this portion of it. You always have to find the things that multiply to get AC, but add to get B, right? The numbers that multiply to get 10, but add to get 11. So we did them over there, but let's do it over here. Do it separate. So here here's 10, and I gotta find my factors of 10. So that's what 1 and 10, and 2 and 5. Right, the two numbers that multiply to get 10, and we want to add them up to see which one gets us 11, and that'll be 1 and 10. So 1 and 10. Right, so my steps, I filled out the big X. I found the factors that got me that multiply to get 10, but I had to get 11. Next, we got to reduce. This is super important. We want to reduce these. So 2x over 1, I cannot reduce. Nothing goes there. Go over here, and I'm going to leave it like this. You don't want to make it just 2x. You want to leave it that way. Over here, you can reduce them. You can divide them both by 2. So we're going to get x over 5. And now we're pretty much done. We just got to rewrite it. When we rewrite it, we're just going to write 2x plus 1 and then x plus 5. And there you go. We get the exact same answer. Right? So you're just going to add the top plus the bottom. Top plus the bottom. And that's big X. Now again, I did this one, like I explained all the process, so it didn't seem like that much faster, but in generally it's actually a lot faster to do it this way than to do it that way. Again, whichever way works for you. There's multiple ways of factor. These are not the only two, but these are just probably the two I start using the most now. So let's do a couple more examples. Let's do this one. So I'm going to do the big O(x). I multiply the 1 times the negative 8, so I get negative 8. I put the negative 2 in the middle down here. Line, x, and x. Right, notice there's no number in front, so it's just 1x, 1x. Okay, you don't ever put the square. Now what we're going to do is we'll do what we always do. We try to look for the factors of 8 that add to get negative 2. Right, so everything that multiplies to get 8. So negative 1 and 8. By the way, keep in mind it's a negative, so I need both negatives. Sorry, I need one of them to be negative, one not to be negative. Negative 8 and 1, negative 2 and 4, negative 4 and 2. Add these up. You get 7, negative 7, 2, and negative. So that's the winner. So negative 4 and 2. Nothing reduces because this is one of the easier ones. And you just rewrite it. X minus 4, x plus 2. And that's the factors of that. Now again, this one particularly, there's no number in front. There's actually much faster ways to do it. You can just skip ahead and do this. But if you wanted like a method you could always do that kind of works, the big X method works. And I used to not like the big X method, but now I pretty much use it all the time. So this next one, to show you something a little bigger. So we're going to do the same thing, right? So we're going to multiply 6x squared 6 times 15. We'll multiply these two to get that. Now 6 times 15. I'm going to get a bigger number here. So I get 90 on top. I get negative 19 on the bottom. Let's fill out the sides. So we put a 6x and a 6x. Right? So we always use the ax over there. Right? We don't put the square, it's the ax. And now I got to do what we normally do, right? We have to find the factors of 90 that add to get negative 19. Now keep in mind, it is a positive 90, but a negative 19. Only that happens. Only way you can multiply to get a positive but add to get a negative is if they're both negative. Right? The general trick is if the number on top here is positive, it has to be the same sign. In this case, it's supposed to be negative. So like negative 1 and negative 90, negative 2 and negative 45, negative 5 and something, negative 6 and 15. I know negative 5 something, but honestly, I don't have to write them all out if you kind of see what it is. In this case, 9 and 10. Negative 9 and negative 10. When I add these up, I'm going to get negative 19. So you don't have to list all the possibilities if you actually happen to know the factors. That could save you some time also. So if you're like, oh, I know the two things that multiply to get 90 but I take negative 19, you just skip all this step and just put it here. Negative 9 and 10. You can't skip the next step though. You do have to reduce it. So if I reduce this, I'm going to get divide both by 2, so I get 3x over 5. Reduce this, divide both by 3, you get 2x over negative 3. We could rewrite this. This is 2x minus 3. And this will be 3x plus 5. And you factored it. Remember, you can always double check your work by multiplying it back out. And in this case, right, 2x times 3x will give us our 6x squared. So it does work. So this is why I think big X is actually pretty fast. Especially, I think it's the fastest way and easiest way to do it with the number. Okay, let's move on to the last few. This one, you can't forget, it's still factoring, so don't forget rule number 1 of factoring. is to factor out monomials first. Factor out monomials, which is whatever they have in common, first. That's if you can. So here, right, you could go, oh, we'll multiply 8w cubed times negative 6w, you're going to get something to the fourth. But what you want to do first is factor out what they have in common. These all could be divided by 2, and they all have a w. So you factor that out first. And remember, when you factor, you just divide. So 8w cubed divided by 2w is 4w squared. 8 divided by 2 is 4. And negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3. So now, all we have to do is factor this guy. And that we can do with our big X. 12 big X. We'll apply the first and last, and I get negative 12. The 4 goes down there. We'll put 4w here and 4w there. Alright, so we always put this there without the square. And then, we want to find the factors of negative 12 that add to get 4. Now keep in mind, in this case, it is a negative 12, it has to be different signs. So I could do like negative 1 and 12, negative 12 and 1, negative 3 and 4, negative 4 and 3, negative 2 and 6, negative 6 and 2. This time, negative 2 and 6. Now again, if you can look at it and just figure out the factors, you can save yourself a whole lot of time. So let's put negative 2 and 6 here. Don't forget to reduce. So these divide by 2. So you get 2w over 3. Over here you have to reduce also. Now try to reduce it, don't just divide, reduce. Divide by 2, because you need the fraction. So I get 2w over negative 1. And then rewrite it. 2w minus 1. And 2w plus 3. You can always check your work by multiplying. That'll get you the right answer. Actually, almost forgot. Don't forget the 2w you factored out. That has to go in front. There we go. Now that gets you the right answer. Okay, one last one, then let people go. This one will make one spot. 2w squared minus w plus 7. Let's try to factor this big X. So we're going to do our big X. We're going to multiply the first and the last, and we get 14w squared. That goes in the middle, so negative 1. Keep in mind, just want the number, coefficient, negative 1. We'll put 2w here and 2w there. We want to find the factors of 14. I guess I'm going to need to put the w squared, so 14 is fine. So factors of 14, that adds to get negative 1. So it's a positive 14 and negative, so they should both be negative. So, but let's look at all our combinations. So negative 1 and negative 14, negative 2 and negative 7. When I add these up, I get negative 15 and negative 9. There's no way to get negative 1. It's just not possible. When it's not possible, that means it's not factorable. And like anything that's not factorable, we call it prime. So if you can't find the combination, just like before, it's prime. You can't solve it. Or you can't factor it, to say. Anyway, that's the lesson.